series, with them being expanded on in later sequels with new different versions of them, as well as the ability to upgrade certain ones. Over here we have some snowball throwing robots. They throw their snowball at you small, and then as it rolls down the hill it gets bigger and bigger. Using a full charged up blast will be able to take out those snowballs as they're rolling down the hill, or you can charge up and jump over them and deliver your full shot instead to the robot throwing them. Enter the door and it's time for our first Robot Master Maverick fight against Chill Penguin. Chill Penguin has a couple of moves. He will spit out just little ice ball projectiles that you can easily jump over. He will slide on his belly across the ground, bouncing off the walls and coming slowly towards you. He also makes these little clones of himself out of ice that will block your shots, as well as prevent you from being able to do damage to him. And then he'll do a sliding move, or, as you can see there, jump on the handle in the ceiling to cause an ice storm to happen, and the things get pulled towards you, so be sure to be climbing on the walls to avoid those. Just keep delivering your full charged up blast when you get the opportunity, and you should have a relatively easy time taking down Chill Penguin, even without any of the other upgrades in the game. The second Robot Master that we're going to tangle with is Flame Mammoth. Another really cool thing they added to the Mega Man X series was that the Robot Master levels are kind of connected for the first time. What I mean by this is you'll see in Flame Mammoth stage there's a lot of ice everywhere, and the ice doesn't get there unless you've already completed Chill Penguin stage. Instead, all the ice would actually either be the normal platforms, or in these areas here, that ice at the bottom would actually be lava, which would do damage to you. There's a few levels in the game that are affected by whether or not you defeat another Robot Master before that stage. These minor robots can get a little bit annoying as they throw their pickaxe in an arcing motion. Try to avoid their first one, and then be able to take them out with a full charged up blast and a couple little blasts, and they should be taken care of before they're able to get a second pickaxe off at you. What we're doing here is climbing all the way up here, then we need to jump over here, destroying the net to get up to this platform. Collect the items as well as the extra life, then do a very long dash move, and start jumping off of this wall, destroying it with your legs. Once you open it up enough, you can walk inside and collect the first energy tank of the game. Like I said before, the energy tanks are used when you have full health and collect extra health, it goes towards that energy tank. You can use that at any point in order to refill your health. When we drop down here and use our dash move along the ground, which we wouldn't be able to do unless we had defeated Chill Penguin first, we get our first heart container of the game. This increases our health just a little bit. All the stages of the game actually contain one of these heart pieces, and as you can see, by getting them all, you'll actually have a lot of health to go into the last few levels. Be careful when moving along the pipes because they still are filled with lava, and the lava will slowly drip. Jump over and try to avoid the spinning spike enemies while taking out these enemies that throw out their large mace weapon. When we reach the door, it's time for our second Maverick battle, this time against Flame Mammoth. Flame Mammoth is a very large Maverick, and when he jumps around, he's going to cause the ground to shake. When he does this, if you're standing on it, you're going to fall down, and this gives him an opportunity to do some damage to you. He throws some oil around onto the ground, in which case he will light it on fire if he actually shoots it with his flame gun. Anytime he raises both arms into the air, you'll see that the ground will actually shift as the conveyor belt will start moving in the opposite direction. Keep your distance from him and keep launching full charged up shots at him while avoiding the little flame that he shoots from his gun. For the most part, staying on the wall is a relatively good strategy. Wait for him to come towards you and then jump off the wall so that you can get over him and start going towards the opposite wall. And now that we've taken care of Flame Mammoth, we actually have to stop by Chill Penguin's level again in order to get the heart tank from that stage. In Mega Man X, you can redo any of the levels that you want, even though you've already defeated the Robot Master. However, the Master is no longer there, so you couldn't refight him if you really wanted to. However, this allows us to come back with certain new items that we've gotten from other levels, so that we can come back and get items that we may have missed because we didn't have the right equipment at that time. In this level, keep progressing until you end up getting back to where we actually got the mech. With the mech, we're going to use it, then jump out of it the right time to get up to this platform, use Flame Mammoth's weapon to blow open this container, and grab the heart piece. Immediately then, we're going to exit the level and now move on to the third Robot Master, Storm Eagle. Storm Eagle is probably my favorite stage in the game, with my favorite Robot Master and my favorite song of the game. We start off by using the conveyor belts to work our way up here. When we get near the top, we're going to do a long dash so that we can get onto the roof here to grab the heart piece of this level. With that gotten, now ride it all the way to the top to get on top of this area. Go over, taking out the enemies in your way. For these giant robots, you have to shoot them and then jump over their projectiles so you can avoid taking damage. They have two different types. They have the missiles that they shoot out, 2 at a time, and then they also have this laser that will go across the ground real quick. When we get to these platforms, work your way over to this one on the end. Jump up, shoot the glass, and grab the energy tank. With all these platforms, you can do some pretty cool stuff of being able to jump and skip certain ones. However, you don't really want to do this on your first time playing the game. If you want to get an extra life, you can go down there with Flame Mammoth's ability and take out those tanks down there, and an extra life is hidden in the back. However, when we drop down here, do a quick jump over here, use Flame Mammoth's weapon, and we get the second of our suit upgrades, the helmet. After we grab that, work your way back up the wall and head this way. You can take either the top or bottom path, just deal with the enemies, either the Matools or those little walking robots as you make your way through. After we take out 2 more guns, we now head over to the right, go down the ladder or drop off the side, and then go through the boss door. After that pretty cool entrance, it's time for our battle against Storm Eagle. Now Storm Eagle will start flapping his wings trying to knock you away from him, eventually leading into a pit on either side of the ship. He then goes up into the air and he's going to start diving from different directions. This can be a little bit tricky to tell when he's going to come down, but keep your blaster charged up so that you can deliver a shot if you can sneak it in there. When he lands back down, he may do that tornado move like he just did there, in which case just keep doing some charges over towards it so that you can avoid getting knocked off the edge by